So last time we got NotebookLM by Gemini, by Google basically. I didn't create a video, I was skeptical, I was just looking at what people are putting out. I was thinking, yeah, this is a nice feature that could be a gimmick to play with, nothing practical about it. I think I'm wrong. But now with Gemini 2.0 being launched, which is a big step up for Google and a really impressive model, to be honest, especially on the deep research part, I think could be the top, even topping OpenAI there. They have also launched the new NotebookLM application. And I said, this one is different. I need to do a video and I need to share it with the community. And it is impressive to say the least. So with this, do not forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video if you enjoy it, and without any further ado, let's get started.
Subscribe to Daddy's channel, the mic.
Okay, so this is the official website for NotebookLM, and it starts with this message, think smarter, not harder, which is a nice one. The ultimate tool for understanding the information that matters most to you, built with Gemini 2.0. And then you have a button to try NotebookLM, which we're going to do in a second. And then your personalized AI research assistant. So you can upload your sources, and they're talking here about PDFs, websites, YouTube videos, audio files, Google Documents, or Google Slides, and NotebookLM will summarize them and make interesting connections between topics, all powered by Gemini 2.0's multimodal understanding capabilities. So remember, the Gemini 2.0 has a huge context window, and I'm sure it plays really well into having something like NotebookLM. And it gives you instant insights, and you can see the sources, not just the answer. So you can basically do sort of RAG, I think, to get where this answer is coming from. So you can validate the answer that you're getting from the AI, and you can listen and learn on the go. So you can turn things that are text-based into audio-based, and this is well known. It gets better. Believe me, it gets better. I've tested it. So you can read this on your own. I'll put the link in the description. Now with this, let's jump to the actual tool and get busy testing and seeing what it can do for us. So if we go to NotebookLM, this is the interface that you're going to use, and this is the plus version. Again, I'm a Gemini subscriber, so probably this is for the subscribers. Maybe there's a standard one, I'm not sure. This is the plus version. And if you watch my channel and you see my videos where I explain especially AI paper ideas, probably you're going to see it's either that things are 10 times easier for me now doing those videos, or maybe altogether I need to stop them, because anyone with access to this model actually can break down and dissect any paper in a really easy manner without needing someone like me. So write me in the comment section. Do you still, after watching this, want me to keep doing AI videos or not? Shall I just quit with what I have now with NotebookLM? So you can here create projects, and within each project, you can add as much sources as you want, mixed sources. So you can have a YouTube video with a PDF, with a Google slide, with a Google document, and run all of them and see how ideas connect between all the different sources of information. And we're going to do a little bit of that today. So I did my own test. So now I created a new notebook to test for you. I called it YouTube videos. So here I'm going to join an AI paper with a YouTube video of my own and see what we get. So let's take it step by step. So let's go into my notebook, and you can see I get this pop-up, add sources, because this is a fresh new notebook. It has no sources. And let's start with the PDF. This is where this is really famous as an application. I want to start with a PDF. Let's see what we get out of it, and later on we will add the YouTube video. So let's add a source here. And here I have already downloaded Attention is All You Need paper, and you can see it's already loading. This is the famous 2017 paper, and already I get certain highlights about what we have in that source. And then I can get to add the deep dive conversation. This is where it uses everything here in the paper to have a podcast-like conversation between two AI voice agents, which is super realistic, that you can listen to and understand the contents of this paper. So while I test other things, I'm going to hit generate here. So let it start working and analyzing the paper and putting together the audio file for us. Now here I can add notes, and then I can add an audio overview, and I can do a mind map. This is the mind-boggling part. So let's click at mind map and see what we get. It's already generating the mind map for me. And now our mind map is ready. So if I click on it, look what you see. And now I think if you watch my videos, you understand my comment earlier. Should I keep doing my videos? Because it's all about understanding the paper, breaking it down, and then showcasing those breakdowns to you. Now, NotebookLM literally did it in less than 10 seconds. Literally less than 10 seconds. So here you have the abstract of attention is all you need, new simple network architecture based solely on attention mechanism, dispenses with recurrence and convolutions, superior in translation quality, and you can click on it. So I clicked on this one and I can actually interact with this topic. So now I get the source. This is coming from the paper, folks. You can see this is super powerful stuff. Like this is super powerful stuff. I can go back here and carry on with the introduction and dissecting the parts. I can actually navigate this thing and move it. It's like a fully functional mind map that is on steroids, because by click on a button on any part, I can actually go and read the section within the paper that talks about it. Not only I can just read that, I can exchange with the AI model and ask it further questions. So let's go for why self-attention, for example, and we get the self-attention advantages. So let's go and click that. Actually, there was a breakdown for that. So constant sequential operation. Okay, so I have everything here. So here I can now do a normal chat. So I will send it. Why is it important? It is the self-attention. Let's see how it takes it. Explain to a 5-year-old. So let's hit go, and now it should answer me on the self-attention mechanism. Imagine you have a long sentence like train with many cars. Each car has a word in it, sometimes to understand what the sentence means. So it's explaining for a 5-year-old, and you can get the use of cars, how the self-attention and why it's important, how it works. So that's interesting. And while we're talking, the actual audio file for the conversation, the AI conversation, is done. So let's take a listen to that and see how good it is in really understanding these topics. And just to notice that it is only 16 minutes and 39 seconds for a paper that is considerably complex. So this could be a really easy and accessible way for people to understand complex concepts like AI papers. Again, it really could be a better solution for you not to watch my boring videos and just use a NotebookLM. So I'm not pushing you away, I'm just saying it's crazy. So let's hit play and listen to the quality of the conversation, and I'll make my own judgment. I'll not spend lots of time, just to get the hint of how good the voice is and how good actually the content is in that conversation.
All right, diving in today, we're taking a look at a pretty important research paper, Attention is All You Need. It's from Google Brain and a few other big institutions. You sent this one our way, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Really want to get the core ideas behind all the cool stuff happening in machine translation and other areas. You're looking for like a clear breakdown without getting lost in the weeds.
Absolutely. Model the relationships between all the words in the input and output all at once.
Okay, I'm trying to wrap my head around this. Give me an analogy. Help me visualize it.
Imagine you're reading a sentence. Older models were like reading each word one by one, slowly building up an understanding of how they connect. The transformer, it's like you instantly grasp how every word relates to every other word all at the same time. Boom, the whole network of connections all at once.
That's a great way to put it.
Different types of relationships or different parts of the sequence come from the final output of the entire encoder stack. Now, the decoder needs to look back at the original input that the encoder has already processed. That's where encoder-decoder attention comes in.
This is super amazing. Actually, you can share the audio, you can download it, so you can listen to it on your own. It is super impressive, honestly. And it could be definitely a better alternative to understanding such complex concepts like AI papers or Attention is All You Need paper. But if you notice in the audio, the interviewer apparently is even asking follow-up questions. Give me an analogy to explain this further. It just shows you what goes behind in terms of chain of prompts that goes behind all of this. It's really sophisticated, and it's made to break down complex things into simpler ones and reflect them through either a mind map or an audio file that helps us understand the link of, I would assume, simply anything that is complex as a concept, and make it simple to anyone and accessible to anyone to understand. So super impressive. So let's do one more thing. Now you can actually generate out of this FAQs. So you can have a document for work in your company, just throw it here and ask the NotebookLM to create the FAQs, which is frequently asked questions and answers for you. It can even create a study guide and a timeline. So let's do the FAQ one just for fun, and let's do the timeline. And then it can do even a briefing document. So a summary, a cheat sheet, whatever you want to call it, it can create that for you. So let's see the, what's this? It created the timeline. Okay, so this is a timeline. And usually in these AI papers, you have kind of a sequence, the kind of papers that they use to develop the paper that they're talking about at the moment of reading that paper that you're accessing. So they kind of cite the historic ones that influenced them being able to do what they're doing. So we'll go back here. So let's go and see the FAQs. Do we get them? Frequently asked questions about transformer model, and you can see questions and answers. I mean, this is super amazing. This is something I can stand behind and say definitely has lots of use cases in personal life. If you are doing something like me, creating content, having your own small business, or even being an executive or an employee in a big corporate. I don't think any category do not benefit out of this. Now, let's do one more interesting thing before we wrap up the video. I will add one more source, and that video is actually my own video, which was 2.5 hours on YouTube about self-attention, or the paper attention is all you need. So if I do a share and I copy the link here, I go back to the NotebookLM and I hit add a source. And here you can see you have different categories. You can even connect to Google Drive, connect to a link, and then just paste simple text, just copy text and paste it here. You can do that. So I will hit YouTube. I'll put my URL here and I'll hit insert. And now it's processing my video, which is around 2.5 hours, I think. It's a long video, and there are amazing people who actually watched the whole thing. Around 4,000 people watched 2.5 hours of me blabbering around attention is all you need. Okay, so it's already in, and I can actually remove the references to the paper. I can keep them and do the whole thing here. So let's do one thing where I actually ask it to do a mind map for me, and that mind map is linking both sources together. Let's see how that works out. So I refreshed the chat history. Let's hit again the mind map and see the new version of it and what we get. Now, what I did differently in that video from the paper is, in my video, I actually had to introduce concepts outside the paper for people who are not in the AI sphere and reading about it like I do, can actually understand these concepts before I introduce the actual paper, so it makes sense for them. So let's see if that is actually something that is covered by our new mind map. So let's click at it, and here, okay, we're talking about attention mechanism. So yeah, here you can see these are some of the concepts. Here are concepts I covered ahead of going into the paper, and one of them was the query key in value. I was focusing on that just to explain it to people before going into the attention paper, which assumes that you understand these concepts. Also, one more thing is position-wise feed-forward networks. So I looked into that, okay. Comparison to recurrent networks. So again, I did a comparison between the historic type of networks and feed-forward networks. So I covered things not covered in the paper. This is not covered in the paper. And now I actually have that in my new mind map because it mixes what we got out of the paper and what it got from my long video. And things around training. So you can see our training data. I think this is coming from the paper actually. Tokenization and embedding. This is not coming from the paper itself. So this is something I covered for people to really understand tokenization and embedding before we explain to them the self-attention or the single product attention mechanism. So here you can see things from the video I covered in my video ahead of covering the paper, and you can see the types, word tokenization, subword and character tokenization, and then applications. So it just put all of these things together like in a smooth manner, and the same can go to any other part here. I can actually redo the audio, create a new audio, and this is just by clicking this one, add notes, create new FAQs, It is honestly impressive. It is honestly impressive. I probably will in the future, if I want to create a mind map, unless I want to customize it on my own, actually build it here and showcase it here. If I want to understand the papers I want to cover in more depth, I might actually run it through an audio, like a podcast type of audio that I listen to and I grasp the concept myself before I explain it to other. If I want to really continue doing these videos, super impressive tool, and this just shows you the pace and where AI is going. You know, when you get these kind of accessibilities and technologies, it's good, it's positive, it makes your life easier. It makes even complex concepts accessible to you so you can grow and learn and do something else in your life if you want to do so. I'm pretty sure you agree this was impressive. Tell me what you think about the new NotebookLM Plus by Gemini 2.0. And if you enjoyed the video and enjoyed the demo, do not forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, share it with others if you think they're gonna benefit. And with this, thank you for watching and goodbye.
Subscribe to Daddy's channel. Give me the mic.